All my life, I've been a global traveller, seeking cultures and traditions that are just as vibrant today as in times past. We're opening doors, stepping into worlds most never see, because that's where the best stories are. We're sharing stories of local life and the working world, plus spending time with some of the most interesting people you'd ever want to meet. It's truly privileged access that always leaves me excited to explore more. In this episode, we're opening doors to reveal more about my homeland, Norway. We'll share details about our beautiful national costume, the bunad. Take a look inside Dale, the company that produces the quintessential Norwegian sweater. And finally, explore a few of the ways Norwegians fish the country's plentiful waters. Norway is a land of many treasures, and our first story is a good introduction to national romanticism. One of Norway's cultural icons is the bunad, costumes that first flourished during the 19th century national romanticism movement, when Norwegians, in search of a national identity after centuries of Danish rule, thoroughly embraced all things uniquely Norwegian. Art, literature, and the distinctive character of folk attire worn by rural people. Today there are over 200 regional bunads.
There are different bunads for each part of the country. Even each region has their own bunad.
There is an unwritten law that either you have to come from the place where the bunad come from, or your parents, or at least your grandparents have some sort of relationship with the area.
Bunads vary greatly from place to place. One factor is the use of local materials. But another major influence came from beyond Norway.
Back a couple of hundred years, we had the traveling merchants coming to the remote valleys here in Norway, from France, from Belgium, from Germany. One guy went up one valley with his suitcase, another guy up another valley with his suitcase. So we can actually link the various types of bunads here in Norway today to various places down in Europe.
While bunads are made for both men and women, the female bunad is more ornate. The intricate designs are specific to the region where the bunad is created, with each detail telling its own story. So the bunad speaks volumes if you know how to read it.
Each type of silver belongs to a specific type of bunad. And when you have a closer look, you can see on the bunad whether the lady is a married person or not yet married.
That task was much easier in centuries past, when the hat or scout made the woman's status clear. The bunad grew into a Norwegian cultural icon thanks to three key women. Hulda Garborg, along with Clara Sem, praised the bunad as they strove to preserve local cultures. But it was the third woman, Norway's Queen Maud, who changed everything in 1906. When she received a Hardanger bunad from the women of Odda and began wearing it to official international events. The rest, as they say, is history. Her bunad became known as the Nasjonalen, and Norwegians soon began wearing their bunads to all types of special events. In recent decades, the bunad has grown even more popular, and it's now seen regularly at important occasions. Viking godmother Trude Drevland wore her Bergen-bunad when she named the Viking star. And ever since, the bunad has become a bit of a favourite among our godmothers. I also proudly wore mine as godmother of the beautiful Viking Sea. For most events, the bunad is a choice. But there's one day it's a must. On May 17th, Norway's Constitution Day, the bunad is a symbol of patriotism.
You are celebrating your country's freedom. There is the bunad, there is the shirt ironed, there is all the silver laying there, and I feel proud, so proud.
Norwegians treasure their freedom, and the 17th of May is an annual outpouring of joy and appreciation unlike anywhere else. A celebration with the iconic bunad at its heart.
The highlight of wearing a bunad, that is our national day, the 17th of May. You will see thousands and thousands of bunads. We wear it with great pride, proud of our country and the values we have here in Norway.
Norway is a land rich in culture and traditions. I hope you'll go out and explore her many treasures. Now we're headed off the beaten path to learn more about one of Norway's most loved companies. The rugged coastal mountains of Norway are a seemingly endless maze of fjords and narrow valleys. Many hold fascinating stories, like the Bergsdalen Valley, where wool and knitwear maker Dale sprang to life in 1879.
A businessman called Jepsen. He was a textile engineer and he had studied all the new machines. He came with machines with a boat from the fjords. They transported it up and they started the factory here.
Drawn by one of Norway's most abundant resources, hydropower, plus easy access to wool, Dale thrived. The village grew quickly and entire families began honing their skills, creating a vast pool of knowledge that never left.
This is nice with this company. It's generations have worked here. People here, they really know what they're doing. They inherited a lot of competence that you cannot find anywhere. It's just they know how to do it nice.
It's the tiny twist. It's the little things that makes us different. We have to be on top on the quality side of things to be able to call ourselves Dale with pride. That's the core of what Dale has always been about.
It's like making the nicest wine in France. You know, this is something you cannot always understand because it's so inherited how you do it right.
Dale was quite successful from the beginning, but really took off in 1956 when the company began outfitting the national Norwegian ski team.
This is what have made us very well known abroad, because they always came with a new Dale Norway sweater for every World Championship, every Olympic. And in the end, the International Olympic Committee wanted us to make sweaters for them. So we have had like official sweaters for the Olympics and World Championships since 1956.
While the Norwegian ski team introduced Dale to the world, it's the unwavering commitment to innovative, enduring wool and knitwear that set Dale apart.
Everyone that knows Dale Norway, they know the products are very long-lasting. We only use 100% wool, and we find the finest qualities of wool. We use Norwegian wool that is very, very long-lasting, or we use a more softer merino or also merino cashmere. It's really beautiful quality.
The designs often draw inspiration from Norway's distant past. Times when every pattern was a reflection of nature or a symbol of great significance.
You have a lot of stories around the different designs. Knitwears, for example, if you see some of the crosses, it's like protection from the evil that they put in to their fishermen or their farmers' garments to protect them. So it's a long, long tradition.
The Dale commitment to Norwegian culture and tradition was critical when Viking decided to create a sweater for men and a comfy cardigan for women.
For Viking, we wanted to do something very special, something very Nordic, built upon the Nordic traditions. It's great to be able to tell a story through the garments. That's why we went all the way to the Viking Museum in Oslo and looked down into what they found on board of the Viking ships. The different textiles that were found on the Oseberg ship, they derive from around 800. I looked a lot into the different patterns that they used here and tried to take some of them out and then combine them in a different way.
Beyond these fresh interpretations of traditional patterns, elements from history and legend were also infused into the Viking garments.
We used this old Viking brooch as an inspiration for the zipper puller and also for the buttons. And for the masculine version, we used the Thor's hammer as a zipper puller. The Thor's hammer is from the Norse mythology. He used his hammer to make the thunder and lightning.
Most design elements in the sweater were inspired by a pattern hand-knitted for Viking chairman Torstein Hagen by his mother, Mamsen. The true beauty of Dale knitwear lies not only in their appearance, but in their usefulness.
Dale Norway is known to make products for the active lifestyle, and we are reflecting the Norwegian lifestyle. Norwegian lifestyle is actually very active. We like to go hiking, we go skiing, we are a lot out in the nature, and the wool is perfect for that. But you can also look good in it. It's something you can use with jeans, and you can use it with a beautiful skirt, and you can be like a queen, and then you can go out with jeans with the holes in. It's very, versatile.
After more than a century, Dale's beautiful wool and knitwear is still created by some of the same multi-generational families in the little hydro-powered factory in the Norwegian mountains.
It's something you can be proud of, something you like to wear because it's good work behind, and it's also very ethical, and it's environmentally friendly. Everything is really right. It's the best knitwear in the world.
I know I'm a fan, and I rarely leave home without a Dale sweater. Now, in our final segment, we'll share a few of the ways Norwegians go fishing in our country's bountiful waters. Along Norway's majestic coast, there's long been a tradition of harvesting a living from the ocean, with hardy seafarers leaving safe harbours in the hunt for fish. Today, these waters still hold that precious bounty, and they're ready to challenge those who love the outdoors, albeit in a much more fun and comfortable way. Line fishing is very popular, but hand lining is the technique many locals prefer. It's quick and easy to learn, since all you need is fishing line, lure,
Join us
and a
again
bit of
here
good luck.
on Viking.TV as we open more doors around
In
the
some
world
of Norway's more
on our
remote
quest
bays,
to
an
explore the
exotic
planet's
prize
most
requires a
fascinating
different kind of
cultures
fishing.
and ancient traditions.
The catch? The highly prized red king crab, measuring up to 6 feet between their claws. At water's edge, the traditional tents of the native Sami people are a relaxing place to sample these tasty crustaceans from the deep. The quest for fish can extend into the fjords, where sparkling rivers offer a tranquil setting in which to experience the pristine wilderness, while enjoying the sheer delight of mastering an entirely new skill. Norway's breathtaking waterways are some of the best places I've found to get in touch with life as the locals live it.
Join us again here on Viking.TV as we open more doors around the world on our quest to explore the planet's most fascinating cultures and ancient traditions.